This weekend, NASCAR's Top Series is making one of many trips to the Northeast, and any race fan from this part of the country must know the name Steve Park. In the early years, most fans referred to him as Stephen Park, and after a great start to his career, they referred to him as a winner. One of his 2 Cup Series wins came here at a track he called home.
Steve Park began his racing career in the Northeast, racing in the NASCAR Modified Series, first in the Weekly Series and then in the Featherlight Series. He won several races before moving up to the Nationwide Series. In 1996, he received a call from one Dale Earnhardt Sr. to go drive for him. His first nationwide win came later in 1997 at Nashville. He would go on to win 2 other times that year. 1997 was also Park's debut in the Cup Series, also for DEI, making 5 races. In 2000, at his home track of Watkins Glen, he would finally take DEI to Victory Lane in the Cup Series. Park didn't visit Victory Lane again until 2001, but this one was special. It was just 1 week after the tragic death of his boss and friend, Dale Earnhardt Sr. It was an emotional win for all of the NASCAR world. While on his way to being a top 10 driver, Park had a violent crash in the Nationwide Series race at Darlington Raceway. Park bruised his brain and suffered broken ribs. While many said he would never race again, he returned 6 races into the 2002 season. After numerous accidents, Park was let go from DEI in 2003 and joined RCR, driving the number 30 car. While he would only drive that car for the remainder of the year, Park still had 3 top 10s and 2 poles. In 2004 and 2005, Park decided to try the Craftsman Truck Series for Gone Racing. Once again, he proved the critics wrong and won. While 2003 was his last for Cup and 2006 for Nationwide and Trucks, Park hopes to find a home for his experience. He is currently running in the Camping World East Series, where he is sitting 11th in points.
I think it's worth mentioning that it was Steve Park, not Dale Earnhardt Jr., who first ran a Cup car for Dale Earnhardt Incorporated. Now, you go back to 1996 to that phone call, and although Steve Park was honored, it didn't go so smooth at first, because when he first got that phone call from Dale Sr., he thought it was a joke, and he didn't return Dale Earnhardt Sr.'s phone call. Well, Dale Earnhardt Sr. called back a second time, wasn't as nice, and that's when Steve Park knew he meant business. Well, 4 years later, in 2000, they ended up right here in Victory Lane in Watkins Glen. Fast forward to 2008, we decided to catch up with Steve Park, see what he's been up to, and here is this week's Real Deal. First off, Steve, catch us up on what you've been up to lately. You've been racing a lot.
Yeah, actually just racing in the Camping World East Series, and it's been pretty interesting. It's been an interesting year so far, and we're enjoying ourselves with Waste Management as a sponsor, and looking forward to finishing the year out on a high note and racing with all these young guys in that series that are cutting their teeth and learning how to race, and it's a great series to do that in.
Now, I see you in the Cup Garage quite often. Are you just catching up with old friends or working on something more, maybe?
A little of both. I mean, just catching up with a lot of old friends. I got so many friends that are involved in Cup racing now and then, and I mean, my racing career is not over just yet. I mean, I like to get back involved, but right now, I mean, you look at the trend, they're not really looking for an older guy with experience in the Cup Series as much as they're looking for the next, you know, Joey Logano to come up.
All right, let's talk about some of your Cup racing that you've done. What was a bigger win for you? Win number 1 at Watkins Glen in 2000, or the win the week following Dale Sr.'s death?
You know, getting that first win was really important for us as a team.
Steve Park is going to win the Global Crossing at the Glen, his first NASCAR Winston Cup victory in his 77th race.
And then also getting that win after Dale passed away, it was such an emotional win that, you know, that holds more of a memory, I think, of what we had gone through that week. I think, too, with NASCAR. I mean, it always rates up in the top 10 of most memorable wins, so that's pretty neat to be a part of that.
What a great day, and what mixed emotions there must be for Steve Park.
Boy, and that team, that company, Dale Earnhardt Incorporated, they needed that.
Do you miss racing in Cup?
Do I miss it? Yeah, I do miss it. Can I live without it? It's very possible. I'm living pretty good without it. I want to race real bad. I mean, I'm not the youngest guy in the book, but I'm not the oldest guy in the book, and you know, I feel like I got a lot of wins left in me, so we'll see what happens in the future.
Steve Park and Larry Foyt. What in the world?
All right, well, we have to go back 7 years to your wreck, September 1st, 2001. Did your life change in an instant, and what do you recall about that day?
Really not much. I mean, you know, thankfully, I think, you know, God does a good job of protecting you in situations like that. And really, I mean, for me, you know, 2001 is a long time ago. And, you know, I've been 110% healthy, you know, since probably about 2 years after that. And to have the opportunity to come back in the truck racing with Orleans Racing and win races, I think proved to all the critics that were out there and the media people that, you know, it started out, when are you going to win again after the wreck? And then once you win, then they go on to something else, and it doesn't seem like it's that important anymore. Then you just got to work for the next opportunity.
There had to be some trying times for you.
There was. I mean, I think as a racer, you know, you develop a sense where, you know, everything that you do at 110%. You know, getting back involved in the truck series and winning in a place like California made me take a big sigh of relief, because that was the end of your recovery. That was, you know, from the time you got hurt till the time you went through rehabilitation, till the time you got back in a race car, till the time you got back to victory lane. That was beginning till the end. So just happy we're able to accomplish that.
Do you think time's running out?
No, I don't think time's running out. I mean, you know, I think that time is on my side, and then I think that with NASCAR growing the way it's growing, that we'll have the opportunity in the future to represent not only a good sponsor, but a good race team, and stand in the victory lane and give you a big hug.
I hope so.
It was also glad to hear from Steve Park that he is getting married this December to longtime girlfriend Jessica. They've been together 10 years, so that was good news for him. But he said between Jessica and his parents, they've been the biggest supporters through Steve's career, the ups and the downs. Jimmy, you've raced with Steve's dad, Bob Park, and you watched Steve Park come up through the ranks.
Boy, Wendy, you're so true. Back to Ice Slip, New York, it's no longer racing. I raced against his father, great competitor, a friend of mine. And I watched his son race that night. He said, come on, watch my boy race. How proud he was of his boy, but you know what? His boy won that race. And I watched Steve grow. And when I saw Earnhardt pick this guy, I said, all right, another modified guy. And he had a great future ahead of him. He still does. He got hurt, but the guy still got what it takes. I was in the truck race when he won at California, so I know Johnny. Guy still got it.
Yep, and he's one of the truly good guys in the sport of racing. Also has a good dog. You saw his dog, Harlow.
Oh, that's right. We pull for
yeah,
them
we
guys.
pull for the dogs, but